You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Hey, it's me. Welcome, Garage Guys. All you Garage Guys out there and girls. Garage Guys. Garage fam. Yeah. Look, hey. This is our first race recap of the 2021 season. We've been so busy ramping up on the website, getting the Discord rocking and rolling. Like everything is kind of like started to like groove a little bit now, you know, and so like it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. Ready to get the wins. We had one win. We'll talk about our bet that did. Drew and I both had a bet that hit for the Garage Fam. So if you had that, you got a little units.
And Dale hit the Reddick plus top 3 or top 5. What was it?
Dale came through with the top 3 plus 500, I believe. So hey,
DFS a little like. I mean, I nailed so many picks, Chase. I nailed so many picks correctly, and I didn't have enough Martin Truex.
I know.
My pain for me.
You know, I had a good bit of Truex, man. Like I had a decent amount of Truex, but there was some killers in my lineups. Okay, there was some killers. I may have tried to like be a little too heavy on one end, and you know has some Corey LaJoie.
Heavy on too LaJoie.
Maybe too much LaJoie. You know,
I have some bias associated with LaJoie.
Probably wasn't the best move. I felt very confident though.
Great race.
It was an incredible race. Homestead is like so different. We're going to talk about all this. So welcome. So we're going to start it off. We're going to start off the show with some challenging circumstances that we've overcome today. Haven't really been able to overcome DFS, but we did win. So light the candle, drip drop RS. It was invented to treat dehydration in the most challenging circumstances. It's used by athletes, firefighters, military members, the Garage Guys, the Garage Fam. Light the candle. You know what I mean? It's the best hydration on the planet. I think after I drink this, I'm gonna immediately like be ready for Vegas. You know what I mean? So it's gonna hit. It's gonna be okay.
Wow.
Good shake. Drip drop. Promo code Garage Guys 20 at checkout. And we're back. Okay. Hydrated. That was a game changer sip right there. Dixie Vodka 400. First off, I want to say shout out to Dixie Vodka. They've been standing my social media profiles. So right. I'm sure they're going to see this too. Thank you, Dixie Vodka. I see you.
Thank you, Dixie Vodka. I don't even know what I'm thanking them for. On Instagram,
they've been like, dude, I didn't even tag them in some videos, and they're just liking our stuff. They like the Chase Briscoe question that I had last week for NASCAR Media. They liked our podcast, our artwork that we did. You know, we were Miami Vicing. That
are you going to turn into too much of a reporter?
I don't know. Maybe I'll always be reporter, though it will never be consistent caps. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm enjoying it though.
If you ever become a reporter, like all caps, I'm out. Like get me out of the garage.
Yeah, take us away from here.
I'm taking my talents to Miami if you ever do that.
I will say take your talents to Miami.
Yeah.
Oh man.
If you ever become a reporter, like a lowercase with the E at the end, like a normal reporter, I'm taking my talents to Miami. That's a threat. I'm issuing you a threat right now.
Okay. All right. Hey.
You respect that though, don't you? Because you're a reporter.
Challenging circumstances coming out of your mouth. I fully endorse it. I'm gonna say this much though about it. Like it is so funny being in like the NASCAR media rooms as like the new guy that like has this backdrop and like wears what I wear. And like I'm just in it. I'm in there. I've found that it's whenever I do get to ask a question, like they don't call me like a lot because they're just like, who is this dude? Like, what is a garage guy? Like, what's, and then so I'll get to ask a question. Huh?
You're the black sheep in the group.
Pretty much, yeah. And like, dude, it was so funny because, like, dude, like some of these reporters will like call you out on stuff like in the chat. Like, that's like, what is this? Like, yeah, like some stuff will happen in there, man. It's funny. It's definitely not like a normal NASCAR media room you have at a race, but it's been really cool to be a part of that and have have access to that so that we can get some news out to the Garage fam, kind of keep you guys posted, let you know what's going on, and that's the beauty of it. So the reporter lives on. I haven't gotten fat.
I'm cool with the reporter. I just want a double chin, a triple chin. And I don't want you ever to become a normal reporter. As long as you do that thing.
See, if I get a triple chin, though, like, will that make me more of a normal reporter? Not saying that all reporters are fat or anything like that. I'm just saying, I mean, like, I don't want to be the guy that like can't move. And I
got to get over this convo. I can't even if I keep going on this conversation, we're going to be here 30 minutes. Let's get into the
question for you.
Yeah, like folds up with the neck.
Is your car going to go fast this week? Like, yeah, can't do that. It's fun though.
Chase Elliott, would you consider yourself a little bit of a front runner going into the season after a championship run?
How do you feel when someone calls you a road course ace? How does it make you feel? Like, yeah,
we love all people.
We do. Shout out to them, Guy Boy. It's on Twitter. Where's the candle, bro? Where's the candle? All right, we're cutting a rug too early for you guys. If you're still here, thanks. If not, we understand. So Miami at this track, I think a lot of the people that were going into this week were definitely looking at a lot of data from, past 3-4 years. I think one of the big things that people really like struggled to understand, and I was so glad to be able to talk about it a little bit earlier in the week, was the fact that we have only seen one race at this track where a championship is not on the line. And that style of driving that we've seen at this track for so many years has only benefited like who's in that final four, like, because a lot of these guys are just going to kind of take it slow, roll around. So it's like the track itself wasn't able to be used to its full potential. I don't feel like, except for like a select few drivers. We're witnessing what this track is capable of now. We're just 2 years into it, and it's still got a lot of evolving to do. I mean, it's eventually going to get to a point to where I think it can become pretty predictable. But 2020 was the monkey wrench, and it changed everything. Obviously, Hamlin and Harvick, they got really familiar very fast, and now every one of these teams has had enough opportunity to review film, understand things, ask questions, figure out what other pit crew members are doing in their garages. And I think that that's why we saw the type of finish we saw tonight with William Byron taking the win. I don't, where do you stand on all this? Like, it's like a bittersweet thing, because like, it sucks that, we may not have hit on some of those to win bets. Luckily we had the matchup that we did with Kyle Busch over Logano. But it's also really cool just to see like kind of like the passing of the torch and some of these younger drivers, like I've been saying for a while, like Reddick, Byron winning, Reddick coming out of nowhere, like at the end after being kind of a favorite. Like, it's just the sport itself is just so amazing, and we're only 3 weeks into it. It's crazy.
That was a lot to unpack. I don't know how to respond to all of it.
I'm sorry, man. I was feeling it.
You're good. I mean, I think first take, this should be a track we're going to twice. I wish that it was still the championship. I think it's the best, probably the most well-rounded. I don't want to say it's the best. It's the most well-rounded oval or intermediate, in my opinion. I just think it's the best for racing right now. Especially the Xfinity package was really impressive Saturday in terms of passing. But unpacking a little bit more what you said there, from a DFS perspective, I do think it's our first intermediate. It's our third race of the season. How much should we unpack from that? I don't know. I want to think that the playing field has leveled some, like that. What you said about younger drivers, if you take the younger drivers and say that they're a little bit better this season, and then you take Hamlin, Harvick, and say they're a little bit regressed a little bit, then yes, that would be a great season. But I'm just not quite there yet. It's still 3 weeks, Chase. Maybe you're a little bit more encouraged than I am. I think you're a little bit more excited than I am. But I had 50% William Byron in my DFS lineup, so I was ecstatic to see him leading. I just needed Kyle Larson to get the lead at some point to win a big DFS tournament.
Yeah, that was quite a show. I mean, a lot of people were there was maybe not a ton, but like there was a good bit of people that were heavy on Kyle Larson. And I know that you had him on the card as one of your to win bets. And when I saw it this morning, like obviously anytime I look at your bets, I'm going to be looking at my bets and be like, okay, what do we have that's similar? What do we have that's different? And it always like leads me to believe, because like, I got a lot of faith in what you're putting out and what you do. I mean, and I obviously have faith in what I put out and what I do, but it definitely like made me pay a little bit more attention to like how Kyle was running and like what was going on. And it's just, you always think that a driver coming out of, old equipment, getting into new equipment, he's had a year off. Like you always have that slight worry, like maybe like, it's only been a year, but there may be some adjustments that need to be made. Maybe he doesn't really understand everything. So that was kind of a little concern that I had. But the Truex deal itself, a lot of that for me, honestly, was just the feeling and of like something's got to give. And also the fact that there's some new, energy in that pit crew, and he's had a pretty fast car. It's just, we've not been able to shake that bad luck that he's had in the ends of these races. So getting back to the oval, I definitely thought that he could be a little bit better, but it's crazy to me that we didn't have the day that we thought we would have, especially with your ranks with Byron. You nailed that.
Yeah.
Because I was not about that at all. I did not think he would be able to do it.
And it does not end there. I mean, I went back and reviewed. I'm gonna go ahead and pull mine up if you don't mind for a second.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take it. So what we're gonna do is take a look at Chef's rankings, Chef Boy's rankings. If you have premium over on GarageGuysFantasySports.com, you'll have access to these rankings every week. He's been doing this forever. 20+ tournament winner. If this is one of your first times watching the show, if not, then you need to know this. So this is our website, obviously, and let's take a look.
So this is tier 4. Thank you for hyping me up. That was incredible. Such a good
man.
Host there.
Get premium.
Tier 4. So I'm pretty sure Ryan Newman was one of the best plays on the value side.
Absolutely.
And he was ranked first there. Suarez had another good run. Suarez is kind of a guy chase this season that's overachieved, I'd say. So he was ranked number 2. I know he threw up in the car, right? Last race.
Yeah. He, dude, I would not have been able to sit there and take that. I don't know how he did it. Like, I don't know if like Suarez like grew up like taking shots of vomit or something, like, and maybe he just was ready for that one moment in his life. Like, I don't know. Like it's overly impressive. Maybe Pitbull was just in his ear the whole time. Dale. And it just like, it made him not even think about it. So
I love it. Pitbulls. I love that guy. After watching some
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide exclusive. I heard. That's what I heard.
What is it?
I heard that Mr. Worldwide endorses these rankings, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to Pitbull.
We need to start putting his like emoji or something on here.
Just Dale. Because it can be Dale or Dolly.
Yeah. Dale, or we can put Dale. We need to get real creative with the rankings, honestly. I'm kind of upset with the
some Lisa Frank drawings under the black light,
Why not? I'm getting sidetracked, but tier 3, Ross Chastain, number 1, and to me, he was overachieving for most of the race. I don't know where he finished, Chase. I think he was like 19th, 20th range. But
taking a look, let's do that.
Bubba was a little disappointing. I will say that he was ranked 3rd in this tier. But looking at tier 4 and tier 2, just absolutely crushed it. Tyler Reddick was ranked 1st. William Byron was ranked 2nd. And then I'm not even going to scroll up to tier 1 because we had to change that in the Discord chat because Denny Hamlin's news.
I know that Chastain finished 17th, by the way.
And that's a good score for 7,400. Going from 32nd to 17 is a pretty good score. I don't know if Briscoe outscored him or not.
I know Briscoe had around 37 because I was pretty high on the Briscoe boy.
So what was Chastain?
Chastain had to be somewhere. I'm trying to get these scores. By the way, DraftKings needs to add NASCAR scoring to DK Live. I'm saying it here. You have it for NFL, and it's a great reference tool, especially for content like that, podcast, things like that we're doing. So yeah, it definitely makes it a little bit tougher. Newman scored around 54 fantasy points, so finishing 7th. Yeah, what a day for Newman. Shout out to the boy Mayo's Glue. I think he did like his first DK lineup, and he was like, "I'm gonna put Ryan Newman in there."
We can just assume that he read the rankings, even though he didn't.
Absolutely, yeah. He read them before their time. He read your brain.
Okay,
I'm
so
trying to see.
Chastain did outscore him, 41, Chase.
Wow,
41
incredible.
for Chastain, and then 37 for Briscoe. So those dudes outscored everyone in their tier. I mean, tier 4, tier 3, and tier 2 were all on point, which leads me to believe I just didn't have the right combo of drivers, or else I would have had a monster day. I played a ton of lineups. I just didn't have enough Martin Truex. So I'll stop sharing.
It was true. I'm looking here. I'm seeing Chris Buescher ranked 5th. Shout out to that guy, because if you bet on him to win stage 1 and you put $100 on it, you'd have $15,000 like in your lap right now.
If you bet what?
If you bet on Chris Buescher to win stage 1 on DK Sportsbook, I think he was plus 15,000. And I think he was like plus 3,000 to finish top 3.
Plus 15,000 or 1,500?
I think it was 15,000. Plus 15,000.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Jeez.
It was insane. Like I was looking over, like luckily, like my sports book, it let me keep all the odds pulled up. So stage 1 winner for the Dixie Vodka 400, Chris Buescher plus 15,000 to win that thing, plus 3,000 for a top 3.
Wow.
Huge hit for someone. I'll say that. But I who would bet that?
Yeah, no one's taking that bet.
Where's the biggest Chris Buescher fan who never has watched a NASCAR race? That's the guy that bet that.
And where did he end up on the score? Because
he didn't finish on the lead lap. He did not. I don't believe he finished on the lead lap. Apart? I think that he went boot scoot boogie like real quick. Finished 19th. Actually, yeah, maybe he was right there.
That's on the lead lap.
He was on the lead lap. He made it. Holy shit! Look at that, 19th. But yeah, dude, he had such a strong run coming out, man. And
he was the story of stage 1 too, if you really think about it. I mean, 1.5 stages, he was the story of the race for sure.
Who'd have thunk it?
I was kind of bummed about Christopher Bell. I mean, dropping back so quickly.
You were bummed.
I thought he was like a guy that could contend for the early lead against Logano. When I saw that was the front row, and really both of them disappointed, and that really hurt me. With the Hamlin news, honestly hurt me the most, because I moved up my ownership to Logano, and I moved my ownership up to Bell, and it was a good thing to get off Hamlin for sure, but not for who I switched him out for. I should have moved that to Truex. But I didn't. Yeah.
Well, Christopher Bell, seeing him where he's ranked there, like it's definitely one of those things you had to remember. Like if you were in the Discord, you would have known. So if you're not in the Garage Guys Discord, you're not going to have like quick access to this stuff. Like I will say this, like I feel like my Twitter game has like really slowed down because of how much time we're in on Discord now. So it's like, a lot of that stuff that I used to tweet about and do about, it's like, that's all happening inside of our Discord now. And it's free. You can get in there for free. If you want to be a part of the Discord, you just hit me up on Twitter or Chef Boy, send us a DM and just say, hey, shoot us a link and we'll get you in. It's that simple. Anybody can be a Garage Fan member, and then you'll have all types of access. So, and if you want premium, you have to have it.
We're cutting up, and I'll occasionally throw in a basketball bet and they've been doing pretty well. So
yeah, I think you're like 3-1,
5
maybe
and 2.
5-2. Look, records. Chef Boy always got them records.
No, you
somewhere.
You actually remember my records better than I do. This is facts. I mean, you knew my NFL record better than I do. Usually, you were like, "Yeah, Drew, you're
That's because NASCAR wasn't on TV. That was the only thing I had to really pay attention to. It was just like I'd watch some games, but I cared more about the bets. I was like, go make sure Chef Bets is right there.
My brain's an interesting thing. I'm always thinking about what's next, and I don't really register what's going on sometimes. So
it's okay.
I'm already thinking about Vegas right now as we speak.
Me and you both. We're going to get off this podcast, and like I'm going to be editing, and what's going to happen is I'm going to get sidetracked, and this probably won't drop to like 6 a.m. because I'm going to be like looking over like stuff for Vegas, like guaranteed.
Beautiful. We're losing, and we're still trying to get like I don't know. I don't want to say we're losing because the bet hit.
We don't stop.
The bet hit, and looking back in my DFS lineups, I was right there. So I'm not frustrated. Anybody that's been playing this long enough and following our content long enough knows it takes time to win a tournament. We're not playing cash games. We're not cash game specialists.
GPP boys.
We can give advice. I was giving advice to who was it? Phil Kearns.
Yeah, shout out to Phil in our Discord.
I don't know if he did, but I got him off Hamlin. So
I haven't heard from him in a while. Yeah, he was heavy. He was heavy about it. I do remember reading over that earlier. But yeah, like we just love the Discord, so do that. But going back to Christopher Bell, dude, I think that was what hurt. That hurt me a lot, man. Like, because I had him in my premium write-up. I talked about him, and I just, after seeing what he was able to do, Daytona, what he did at the road course, and then also knowing that he's got Adam Stevens in his booth, like, and Adam Stevens, for those who don't know, it's, Kyle Busch's old guy, and a lot of good can come from that because he's a really good, like, pit crew chief, like, big time. And so to see him fall back like that sucked, because I definitely thought that he had what it took.
See, me and you, this is one of our biggest disagreements. I saw him on your article. The only reason I played him is because I thought he could get the early lead. I didn't think he was a good play. I didn't think he was a good play until the Hamlin news broke. So again, that changed the slate. And that's why you got to be in the Discord. If you're not in Discord, you're going to miss our comments about late adjustment. Have you ever seen one that late that changes the slate that much?
No. And dude, shout out. Cause like I was on the road, man. Like I was setting lineups, and, whenever I was getting ready to get over to the spot where I was gonna watch the race today, like I noticed that people were saying like Hamlin to the rear. And so it's like we take care of each other in that Discord, man, which is dope. Yeah. So it's like, we always got people on alert, man.
Was it an hour out or 40 minutes? I mean, it was literally,
I want to say it was like 40 minutes, an hour to 40 minutes. Yeah. 40 minutes to an hour out. I mean, that's so great. And luckily everybody was able to, for the most part, everyone was able to get in there and take care of business. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Enough hype in our Discord, though. There's a lot of racing.
Hey, Mike Mack, another good one. Not a good DFS play because of the starting position. He didn't really make the optimal, I don't think. But in terms of, let's take off our DFS and fantasy sports hats for a second. Just from a pure racing standpoint, this guy's put together an incredible start to the season.
I was thinking about that too. Like, do we feel like, for me, I think that anytime like a driver gets a win, there's definitely a little something that like carries, like, especially like in his situation, like where he's been this guy that has never won a race. He wins the biggest race in NASCAR. And so it's like, do you think like at this point, like it's like that's sitting with him, knowing that like he's got a little bit of that inside of him, and they got a little bit more money now because they got a pretty big purse for the Daytona 500. So Front Row Motorsports, they got a good little chunk of change, dude. So maybe they're going to be able to use that to make the cars a little bit better and to like do some different things, because they pumped a lot of that in his team. To see him run like he did at Homestead today, that's an eye opener. And that's I got called out, man, on Twitter about it, because like I tweeted this GIF out. I was like, "Where's Michael McDowell and who is driving his race car?" And because I just did not expect Mike Mack to do what he did, dude. Like he finished 6th.
I know it's crazy, and it makes me miss qualifying because we would probably be getting him further back and playing him. But
DraftKings and FanDuel are loving it, man. They're just, dude.
I think you're right though. Like, there's something to be said about a win. I'm not big on the emotional side of it. There's momentum is a factor, but bigger than anything, Chase. Like, we've seen 2 of the 3 races so far. Equipment does not matter quite as much with the first 2. This was the first statement one in terms of equipment for Michael McDowell. Like, this one carries a lot of weight. I understand that obviously winning Daytona is the best,
the pinnacle.
Yeah. Yes, the pinnacle. But in terms of, everyone knows that the playing field is level in a super speedway. Like, it changes the competition. Not so much at Homesteads traditionally, and maybe that's because it's the championship race and people aren't pouring money into their into their race cars. The people that are out of contention, like you said earlier on the podcast. But this was a statement to me, because if you can run on the intermediates and then you can still do what Mike Mack does, super speedways and road courses, then all of a sudden you're the kind of guy that could be a sneaky contender. And it's crazy to say that. I don't think he's like, is this sustainable? Probably not, but I'd love to root for it.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's just, it changes everything. It's like, it almost makes you want to go look back. Like, like maybe we can get some factual stuff like behind this. Like obviously they're three different race car drivers, but like let's go look back to the year that that Michael Waltrip won the Daytona 500 in 01. And let's check those stats, like how he performed the rest of that season. Check the stats of Trevor Bayne in 2011, and then like let's see because if it's an emotional juju thing, then I feel like that should be sustainable across those guys. Like, because I feel like they were kind of in similar positions. I don't know, like DEI, like Dale Earnhardt was running that team, so obviously he was going to have good stuff. But that's kind of like in relation to maybe to like Bubba in the 23XI. I don't know. It was just a new team that year. There's so much to unpack from that, dude.
Yeah.
But Mike Mack himself, like it's good to see him like getting that light a little bit more, because he's like, let's be real, he's just like a really good dude. Like he doesn't have a lot of like personality. Like he's just kind of like, I'm happy, I'm blessed to be here, and let's get it. Like he's that guy. So it's good to see like that kind of energy get put back.
He's like the teammate that everyone loved, or the classmate that everyone loved, because he just never does anything wrong. I don't know.
He just shows up and does his job, dude. He just shows up and does his job.
Yeah.
And it's good to see guys like that get a little glory every now and then.
For sure. What about the Reddick running the high line? Because something that was not really coming in most of the race. I feel like the weather changed and like getting a little bit more the temperature dropped,
sun going
down,
everything.
Dude, him running that high line, Larson used to be the master of running the top line. But what I saw from Reddick today, I mean, dude, the dude was like, okay, it was 10 laps remaining, and he was down 10 seconds from the lead, and he was 5 seconds back from like third, and the dude got there in like 2 laps.
Dude, Tyler Reddick, man, and we saw it last year because that race had a rain delay last year. So most of that race last year was at night. And I think that if we would have had a little bit more darkness, like let's say there would have been like a little rain delay for about an hour, Reddick would have won.
Or even a couple cautions, just like one caution.
Reddick would have won, dude. And this is what hurts the most for me is like, I originally was going to have him on my bet card this week, to win this thing. And when I heard him on NASCAR media saying like, we've discussed it and we're not gonna be able to be as aggressive as we want to be because of how, the finishes that we've had the past 2 races, I refuse to believe it, because I was like, dude, he cannot contain himself at a track like this. Like he knows, and he's confident. He knows how to run it. He's one of the best. We saw it in Xfinity. We saw it last year. But when he came out, like, dude, they were very conservative early on. And like, so that definitely leads me to believe like Tyler's going to be like that honest guy. That's like, if you're in the media room, like, and I love being able to be in the media room to hear these kind of things and like be alert to them now, because like, now going forward, if he says something like that or does something, I'm probably going to lean towards it and understand it. But I did know that like come stage 3, dude, like you got to hit, you know what I mean? And I thought he was going to punk fake us. And that's why I put that bet on the board for him to get up there quickly. Cause you saw how fast he can move.
Yeah. That's why I double texted your bet though. And obviously you thought that his word meant the opposite of what it, but I thought
you were pump faking everybody.
I thought you were going to bet for like the top 3 or top 5 for the race, which to me made sense.
So yeah, I mean, I had tried to put some stuff together.
You went for that big money.
Yeah,
it was like what? It was like 9-1.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he was. I don't know. Like I know Reddick top 3. Like I could have nabbed that at plus 500. That's what Dale picked.
But the top 3 at the end of stage 1 was something crazy. That's why you did. I mean, it was something like 9-1. You would get a ton of money if you would have hit.
See, I know that like on the book that I'm using, like I can only do 2 win live. So it's like I couldn't like hit that at the moment. So that's what sucks. But
you're right in principle. The thoughts behind Reddick performing were there. The timing was just off. Like,
yeah, I want Miami to be a night race because Tyler Reddick would probably have Hamlin odds to win early in the week.
Yeah,
if that was the case,
for sure. I think he was already 55% owned in DFS this weekend, and after watching this race, I mean, the public's now going to know. Like, I mean, he's going to be pushing 60-65% ownership there next year if they ever move the race back in time. Like,
yeah.
Dude, it's going to be one of the highest owned drivers of all time if he's starting in the back of the field. So
it was beautiful. A couple other drivers started in the back of the field. Obviously, we already mentioned a little bit about Chase Briscoe, heartbreak, but he still came through about 37 towards the end. So at least he finished top 20, which was cool. That was a big long shot I had. But Kyle Busch was another one, dude. Like it just seems, I hate to say it seems like it's just mediocre. And I hate that. I hate that for KB, man, because it's like that was just he did, bro. He got some movement. I mean, he finished in the top 10.
he had to absolutely grind for it, is what you're saying. He had to grind for those one by one positions.
The dude was like Lightning McQueen in Cars 3 when like he had never had to draft before, and now he had to.
Yeah.
Because he was getting old. Like,
dude, I don't know if he's old though. Like,
he's not old, man. He's not. He's got, dude, something's gonna give. Like, we're going to Vegas. Like, he's won Vegas. Kurt's won Vegas.
Set up, dude. I don't think his cars are set up the way they should be.
And it's like, why?
Harvick's car wasn't set up until it got dark. Like his car was set up specifically for if it's dark outside. And then he got like a top 5 or top 4. Well, 5th or 4th.
Yeah, dude. Harvick is so consistent, dude. You cannot tell anybody like at this point. Like, you know, all I said in the beginning of the season is like I don't think he was going to get more than 2 wins. But I never said that he wouldn't be consistent, dude. He's there. Like,
his car was crap first 2 stages. So
it's not the plane, it's the pilot with Kevin Harvick.
I'm kind of calling out SHR right now. I mean, dude, they have sucked. Like the cars that they have not been up to. Okay, if it's some random team that doesn't put a bunch of money up, then I'm not complaining. But for SHR to be putting this out there, I mean, I'll give it one more race. I'll give it 4 races, and then I'll say like somebody needs to be fired. Like I don't know if it's not the driver, but some person that's involved with putting these cars together and setting them up for a race. Dude, they're not performing at all.
Well, I don't know. I think that you can say something about the drivers because let's take a look here. Briscoe finishes 18th, Cole Custer finishes 23rd, and Eric Almirola finishes 30th. You only have one car inside
Custer
the top 10.
Top 5 until the last 10 laps. I don't know what happened. Do you have an issue? Like run out of gas?
He might have ran out of fuel. I don't think he got wrecked or anything like that, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I just think the cars were set up for night. I mean, Custer was passing good cars at the end. To me, it sounds like their strategy was just off.
It's got to be. They're going to figure this thing out.
Like, how long has Bacon Boy got his ride secure? And I mean, I love him, and I think he had some good finishes last year. But obviously, Briscoe,
he was fucking incredible last season. But it was a night race.
Yeah, no, just all around though. Like if there's anybody in the hot seat, now Bowyer's gone, so you're not getting rid of Harvick. So Briscoe's a new guy.
You're not getting rid of Briscoe.
He's a new guy. So like, if anyone's on the hot seat, it's going to be him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, looking
I'm
at
talking about 12 races down the road. If they're not coming together, I'm not talking about right now.
Oh yeah. Like if it's not working, I think that as much as Tony believes in Briscoe, though, like he would give him like a couple of seasons. I don't think that he would kick him out after one.
I'm talking about Eric.
Yeah, Eric Almirola. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying okay. Briscoe's not going because he's young. Kevin Harvick's not going because it's Kevin Harvick. So that leaves. I mean, I think it would be Bacon Boy. Like
Cole's win saves him.
Yeah, and he's young too. So I think Eric's season last year was good enough to keep everybody happy. But I'm saying if this trend continues into 9-10 weeks from now, then that's going to be the name that comes up.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I want to see him do better. I think I have faith that Briscoe will come around. But right now it's just looking like Gibbs and Hendrick, man. Like, I think that that's your 2 dominants.
William Byron run the bottom, but it's like I've never seen that. Like the short
that kid started on video games, bro. That dude played video games.
There'd be 2 people in front of him on like a restart, and they'd be like well in front of him. He would just drop to the bottom and pass them both at the same time. It was blowing my mind.
He came out of nowhere, honestly. Like this, the biggest win for everyone today. If you nabbed him, where he was starting, 31st. Like if you nabbed him, bro, like DMT car all the way, take you to the stratosphere. I can't wait for Randy to call me because like I remember last year, Randy the plumber, like after Chase won, like it was a couple weeks before Chase won the championship because now he's all like gung ho for Chase Elliott. So he called me and was like, "I'm telling you right now, William Byron is going to have a breakout season next year. He's going to do it."
So far, so good.
Yeah. So shout out to Randy. He likes the 24, and he said that. So we'll see.
What's all Randy up to?
Dude, he's been doing some pretty cool stuff, man. He's over there in Texas, like taking care of people, like getting their pipes, fixing pipes, doing plumber work. Dude, he's just taking care of people.
Has he stopped tagging me on those tweets? It was like every day. It was routine.
I mean, dude, he's probably resting, dude. He was going hard, dude, fixing houses like for free. Like, that's incredible, dude.
Oh yeah, he's definitely resting. It's 4 days ago. Last time he tweeted.
Yeah, big shout out to him, dude, for doing what he's doing. That's some awesome stuff, man. Like just showing the, because like we know Randy like off camera and stuff like that, and like he's like showing that side right now of like him and his life. Like, dude, that's to me that's some awesome stuff, man. So yeah, big shouts to Randy the plumber, dude, for doing that stuff, man. That's awesome. Ryan Newman finishing here in the top 10. We talked a little bit about him already. Kurt Busch kind of bounced, but he kind of had some crap in the beginning. Then he kind of bounced back up there to it. Our guy, yeah. Alex Bowman though, finishing 9th.
He was close to being that play. I mean, Byron did what we thought Bowman could do. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, Byron. Yeah, we like where we bet Bowman, we were confused. It was not Jimmy Johnson. It was Jeff Gordon.
I thought Bowman put a pretty good race together. He did it just. Like Byron's car, that dude had to be cheating. I almost want to say that he was cheating. Like that car was unbelievable. I don't know. Like, yeah,
it's like we're gonna take all of the Jimmy Johnson energy and we're just gonna put it back to the 24 now, so that Jeff Gordon can have his rerun. Like right. Yeah, and then like eventually like Terry Labonte won too. So like if NASCAR worked where it was all based off history and like they just tried to paint it like it wasn't, that means Kyle Larson should win the championship next year. Because Terry Labonte.
It's just the same cycle. Just we're gonna go in circles.
Mm-hmm. Like the next thing you know, like there's gonna be like a Lucky Charms car. It's gonna be Kyle Larson, Lucky Charms cereal. He's gonna win championship, guaranteed. So we'll work on that for you, Kyle. Hopefully, we can get Kyle on the show soon. I'd like to talk to him. Want to see what he's thinking. We got dirt race coming up, man. I'm pumped for that Bristol dirt race. It's on the way.
This is the point in the show where I'm like, have we talked about every driver, or are we just missing some of the most important ones? Because I feel like both have occurred.
There was definitely some things. Ricky Stenhouse finished 13th, but that was kind of like whatever. Austin Dillon was a heavy play. He finished 12th.
Yeah, he was a good performer. He was I put him as one of my main pivots off of. I said if you're not going to play Reddick, or you're not going to play William Byron, Austin Dillon would be a guy that you can look at. But turns out all you needed was Reddick and Byron. So
that was it. Ryan Preece doesn't get his 3rd consecutive top 10. Sorry. He just got a Tide sponsorship kind of too. Shout out to Tide. Shout out to Ricky Rudd, aka Ricky Stud.
Ricky Stud.
Shout out to him. Yeah, this is the first one I bought when I first got back on the scene, bro. Ricky Stud.
That's the original OG.
It's the drip, bro. Dude, Ricky Rudd was a dog, bro. Our guy Anthony,
who finished bad enough to where we're going to be right back where we are playing him again. Matt DiBenedetto. Where did he finish? Matty D. He was running top 12.
I was not high on Matt. I think I said that on the show too. I was not feeling the Matty D, bro. His energy. I just feel like he's like, until I see something different, I just always have this feeling that he's just got like this low key depression. Like, and
stop making stuff up.
I know. I don't know.
He's fine. He just,
a lap down.
I know he had something go wrong. I mean, just like there was
Ryan Blaney.
People just started plummeting, dude. People just started plummeting in the last you know how it is in DFS. You have these 3.
I want Matt to do so good, man. I like Matt DiBenedetto a lot. I really do. Like I want to see him.
He's going to be starting the back again because he finished so far back, and then the way the racing order set right now is.
So, I mean, if we really want to take a look at that, I mean, just taking all this data in from this race and kind of looking at like maybe making some predictions on starting prediction for next week. Ryan Blaney is going to be in the back. DiBenedetto will be in the back. Amarola will be in the back. And I think this might be a good I think this might be a really good race for Amarola to maybe have a little bit of a bounce back.
I
Kind
agree.
of digging that. I'm digging that a little bit. Eric Jones, man, I'm going to be real with you, dude. I am not impressed with what I'm seeing out of him in that 43.
Yeah, dude. I never really was a big Eric Jones. I don't think we were big Eric Jones fans, but
No.
if we're believers that it was more to do with the equipment than more to do with Bubba, which I think the jury's still out. I think we're going to know that answer in about 8 weeks. We're going to know how much is Bubba. But I don't think
Eric Jones would have finished off the lead lap in a Joe Gibbs racing car.
Yeah, I do.
Ooh.
I do think
Driver decline.
What was the question?
I was saying, do you really think Eric Jones would have finished this race today off of the lead lap if he was in a Joe Gibbs racing car?
I do think Eric Jones would have finished on the lead lap.
On the lead lap. Okay, yeah. So this is definitely an equipment thing. So I think the
yeah.
proof is there.
No, 100% equipment thing. I don't think we know enough. So we know that the 43 equipment blows. Agree? Right?
Agree, and that sucks. That's Richard Petty. But it's like step the game up, man. Like you're like the king of NASCAR. Like step the game up, bro.
I agree. It sucks for Eric Jones, the timing. You lose your good ride, you go to a bad ride, and he's going to probably have a lot of terrible finishes. Maybe I'll eat my words. He's probably going to be a potential value option for us, though. So will DraftKings drop his price enough to where we can play him? I think it's up to that. We don't want to play him, but we might have to.
I'm just not in on it. I think somebody that fucked a lot of people over today was Joey Logano. They finished 25th. I think he definitely. I think maybe was it just the car was too tight or something. I can't remember exactly what was going on there.
Don't get me started. He was like a 5% play for me until the Hamlin news, and then I bumped his percentage up because you thought he could be the early lap leader. You know, that's not a bad thought to have. Joey on the front row.
No, it's like normal,
but it was awful. Like it fell apart quickly.
I still thought Bell was going to be able to just like get up to him like boom, bump draft and just take it, but it did not happen like that at all. He just said, "I got to get out of here, guys." He just went backwards.
Dartboard bets, bro.
Yeah, dude. I think that's the difference, man. Because like literally, think back to the 500. We did dartboard bets along with some obvious real bets, and the dartboard bets. I think I had like Brad K was like my number one pick, and he raked Logano at the end. But like, dude, if that would have went smoothly, he'd have took the win. Yeah. And that was a dartboard bet, bro. And like,
bets will be back.
You had Chase Elliott. He was right there, dude. Like there was some people saying he actually won the 500. Bill's boy.
He was right there.
Okay, we just
I love that you incorporated the dartboard bets into the promo, into like the clip of the.
Oh yeah, our intro. Don't we have the most, dude? I'm going to say this, and this is where I'm going to flex cock for a minute. We have the most badass intro to a podcast or a video here on YouTube out of anybody else in the fantasy NASCAR industry, maybe even NASCAR industry alone.
Easy.
I'm sorry.
Not even close.
I'll put it back in my pants now. Like, I love it, dude. I love these, dude. Pink Floyd's style sounds. It's not Pink Floyd. It's the style of Pink Floyd.
Of course. Copyright.
Yeah. Avoid copyright infringement.
We're not ones to do that.
No, we make sure that we don't do that at all. Shout out to DMCA for kicking people off Twitter. But yeah, I love it. I love it to death. And yeah, I had to get you saying the Bills boy from dartboard bets. I'm ready to bring him back. Talladega, they will be back because it's a dartboard race. Some people might disagree, but
dartboard bets.
The strategy, it lives on.
That's beautiful. I mean, I was sitting in Talladega, knee to knee with you and Dale, up $5,000 with 3 laps left. If you doubt the strategy, then you don't belong.
Tona boys. I'll never not call, like, if I'm going to call Talladega Dega, I'm going to call Daytona Tona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More people need to call it Tona.
Apostrophe Tona. I feel like I started that. Did I start that?
Did you start Tona?
I feel like I was saying Tona forever, but maybe it wasn't noticed.
I think we both were saying Tona. Like, we both started saying it.
We probably said it on a preview video.
Well, I remember when I went to Daytona last year, I was like on my Instagram live, and like the first video of me is getting out of the car, and like Caitlin's like walking in front of me, and I'm there, and I flip it back, and I'm just like, Tona, Tona, like just hit it.
You get credits for that then.
Okay, yeah. All right, tell the time. Yeah, but Homestead, dude, great race. Great racing. As from a NASCAR fan's perspective, it was amazing. If you're still listening to this, by the way, thanks. Thanks for being here.
The only complaint I'll have is I'll say this as my closing thing. Race was great. Would have liked to seen some drama and we needed one more caution.
We need the caution bad.
Even if it wasn't like a dramatic caution, even if it was like somebody just had to go hit the pits and caused a caution and no wreck, that at least would have brought the field together. We might have seen Reddick versus Byron for the win. So
yeah,
that's my only complaint.
It would have been great, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason. William Byron is definitely somebody that we've got to take a little more seriously at this point, I would say. So, just seeing what he was able to accomplish today was pretty huge.
I feel like we've taken him seriously, Chase. Give us some credit. I mean, I feel like I've taken him seriously.
Maybe not me. Maybe not me.
Okay. So you didn't like him this week. You didn't like him.
Yeah, I didn't like him this week. It's a personal thing. I haven't liked him really. There hasn't been a lot of places that I've really liked him, but I've got to start giving him more credit, man. He's definitely there, and whatever they're doing is working, and we'll see more of that to come. As time goes on. Don't think he's going to be that great of DFS play next week, but who knows if he's got that kind of speed again. If he's got that same car, it's definitely something you got to consider. But I know Shushman was happy. He just silently got up, walked back, and put on his Jeff Gordon shirt. So
Shushman's happy. That's all that matters.
Yeah, Shushman.
I got to see the starting order. I'm not even gonna assess this next race until I see the starting grid.
No, if you want to know what we have to say about the next race, this is not the show. Okay, we're just guys, relaxing.
3 days.
It's coming. Don't worry, guys. Las Vegas preview show, Garage Guys NASCAR DFS preview show will be out towards the end of the week, and we'll be right back doing what we're doing now. I'm going to be back doing some pressers this week. I'll be getting the inside scoops as your official NASCAR reporter here at Garage Guys, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna stir it up, and you know what? We've had 3 races in now, Drew Boy. Okay, we've had it. We've seen the bags. They've been really close to us, and then they were slowly dragged away.
Right.
So I'm just going to set some bag traps. I'm going to set some bag traps this week,
and we're going to
catch them. We're going to catch them, right? We're going out. We're going to shoot them like they do down Swamp People, right? We're going to trap them. We're going to trap bags. That's the next thing. I'm getting Gucci Mane trap bag shirts made this week.
This has been a ramble.
It has, and I've loved every minute of it. This is our first one back from the dead. Recap shows.
Recap shows are our best.
That's it. All right, I'm gonna take us out now. Again, dripdrop.com, promo code GarageGuys20, GarageGuysFantasySports.com. Go buy premium. May have to do like a little. We're gonna do like this little thing where we're gonna put like a discount code like randomly one day in our Discord, and if you're not there, you're not gonna get a discount.
Do it. Join Discord.
So we'll do it. All right, we're out. We went to Miami, Venibos, whatever that word is in Cuban, and that's that. All right, sports profit repeat.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 We're still hydrated. That's what matters. It's the Garage Guys. It's the Garage Guys.